Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Harm's Way Podcast. I'm your host, Craig. Across from me, as always, my Busch Light chugging brother, Eric. And right next to me, as a casual guest tonight for tonight's episode, my lovely wife, Rachel. How's it going, fuckers?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good.
Well, that sounded amazing.
Why are you so adverse to fact checking and looking shit up?
Eric, I was making a
Everybody
useless
does that.
fucking joke.
Everybody does.
Okay? A useless fucking joke that fell apart at the seams.
There's been a lot of stuff that we've talked about.
Why would I look that up
could very well be wrong about.
and give the FBI more ammo to look against
Very
me on
well.
what I put in my fucking search
You
history?
look like a bunch of idiots
Why?
in front of everybody.
In
You
front of
refuse.
who?
Okay.
Who?
Yeah.
I literally have the
You're
two
the
people
one
in my
driving
basement
on
that I
it.
don't give a fuck if
not
I
gonna
look
fight it.
like an idiot in front of. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, learned something new today. I have recently synced our Twitter account for Harm's Way Podcast.
TikTok.
I have recently synced our TikTok account for Harm's Way Podcast, and those of you listening, you'll hear it at the end if Eric is still sober enough to do the outro. We now are not at Harm's Way 8993 on TikTok. We are at Harm's Way Podcast because I changed it. I did that. Fuck everyone.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, why it wouldn't give us the name before?
It might have been because I was using a computer, and the app is generated from phone to phone, meaning it's
Could be it.
not really
It is.
good for computer, like,
How do you know?
because it's
Because it's all in
where it
there.
derived from.
Yeah.
It's meant to
Yeah,
be
but how
on
do you
your
know?
phone all the time.
I was wondering if maybe it had something to do with content and likes and whatnot. If you weren't uploading videos, it wasn't going to let you like reserve any name. It was going to be.
Oh, because we went from 15 to 22 followers now, and it was
No,
like,
not just
oh,
that.
let's
just
let them
we,
do that.
We went from, we uploaded a lot of videos lately.
Maybe. I don't know, Eric.
No,
I don't have
it-
an answer.
It's just a thought,
It was-
okay?
it was-
No, I was agreeing
I don't know
with
why
you.
you're
The app
getting so
was-
adversarial over just me. Just
What are you
brainstorming.
talking about? I'm completely fine. Who fucking boot-hoofed you in the fucking balls, dude? Are you okay?
I'm fine. I was just thinking out loud.
You're fine with a PH.
He really was just thinking out loud.
Yeah, and
And
you gotta
I'm
be a
j-
cockbag about
Oh,
it.
I'm not being a cockbag. You, sir, need to fuck right off. No, but what I didn't know was about bots and shit if they don't have videos uploaded, which makes sense now. But also, I've clicked on some people's profiles and they didn't have videos, but I knew they were real people because I knew them and talked to them. But either
Yeah,
way,
well, sometimes they, like, I for the longest time had one but didn't have any videos.
so you're a bot?
No.
Just kidding.
Because sometimes when you download it on your phone, it only shows you, like, so many, but if you have, like, an actual account, you can spend hours watching videos on TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a part of this that's content
Yeah.
generation, and there's a part of this
Yeah.
that's just consumerism.
Right.
Either way, I learned something new. Bots and such. Bots.
Yeah, they're a thing.
It's a thing.
Suck bot.
It's a thing on Twitter, YouTube, whatever. There's also algorithms.
Ooh.
I know, like on YouTube, you get more likes on your video or whatever, it gets distributed more, gets suggested to people more.
Yeah.
What did you
Bots.
just write
I
down?
wrote a title. I'm not going to share it.
It's a good one.
Rachel's
enough.
impressed. And you know, I got this one to marry me, so
Yeah.
she's easily impressible.
This one?
This one. This one over here.
As opposed to you.
She's my bot in
You
real
thought
life.
about marrying other people?
She's my bot, not my thought. See what I did there? You know what a thought is?
It's not
Yes.
funny.
Great, I know what a thought
What's a
is.
thought, Eric?
It's a very promiscuous woman with an online presence
What?
that's not in the adult entertainment industry.
It's an anagram. That O over there.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yes. I mean, you are right. You went for the deep meaning, and I was looking for what it
I
stood
went
for.
for... Okay, yeah.
It's another one. Thoughts, not
Reality. You're not allowed to call them that, though.
What, thoughts?
Yeah, they get offended.
No shit. Excuse me. You call any? Yeah, I mean, it literally that hoe over there. I mean,
Yeah, hoeing around.
who would not get offended? Did you start that?
Stable of hose. Yes,
Oh, okay.
a while ago.
Oh, yes. A while ago.
When I went upstairs to turn on Bluey.
Turn on what?
Bluey.
Thought I heard Booby. I'm like, what's he watching? You know he probably passed out, right?
He probably is.
All right. Anyway, so before we get too much off track of nothing, yes, I learned some stuff about TikTok, not Twitter. Those of you that notice, we don't have a Twitter because every person I ask to tell me what Twitter is doesn't fucking give me an answer. So
Twitter is almost just like nothing
Real.
but shit talking and political posting nowadays. That's really all it is.
See, I don't think we really need to. We don't need that for a presence or anything.
I really don't think we do either.
No.
Getting some feedback on TikTok from some people, some good people. Ironically, another Justin, who you guys will probably hear from Tuesday night. Good guy,
Old
childhood
family friend.
Yeah, grew up with him in the neighborhood. Used to.
How did he find us?
What do you mean?
How did he find us?
Oh,
Did shit come up in his...
no! I think it's because when I synced this to TikTok, I went to a few people that I know would probably appreciate the show, and I just started following them first. I was already following her. I think I was already following.
Oh,
Mitch.
with the show's account?
Yeah, which
Okay.
is, yeah. That's what I have to. I'm very careful what I connect to us on there, but I used it because I finally downloaded the app. I was looking at TikTok via Facebook, so your brother Jason, I started following him. So he got a direct connection to us, and he doesn't have to search us. I think that's what happened with Justin. He was like, oh, fuck, let me look this up. And then he started watching some of our TikToks, and he was like, oh, my God, these guys are ugly as fuck, but they're funny. And their content's good. So, yeah.
So you just start following people.
Yeah, and they followed back. It
Okay.
worked. So
Uh-huh.
that's what gained us the 5 or 6 that I got last night. I just randomly, I was like, oh, I know them. And I know they watch podcasts. So, and then Justin, being a straight G, forwarded our shit to 20 of his friends or whatever. Another Jason contacted me, wanted me to send him the links to the YouTube, to our YouTube, and then the rest of our names, or what we are. I told him we're all Arms Way Podcast now, which there's really not that many things. Instagram, I don't really think we're going to get too much pull from Instagram. It's nice to have. I do get updates
I
of
don't think you'll
them.
get anything from Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
That's more for pictures.
It's really just
It's a really family thing.
influencers
Yeah, it's-
and modelers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Models.
I don't think it would benefit you guys at all.
Oh, fucking modelers.
Modelers. Goddamn
I
modelers.
built a modeler of a boat when I was a kid. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool. Big news as of last night. Anybody who watched the Los Angeles Chargers and the Jacksonville Jaguars play, they thought, at least the first half, that the Los Angeles Chargers were God's gift to football. They
You
were...
just call them the Chargers.
Yeah, whatever. The Chargers were lights out. I mean, literally the first play of the fucking game was an interception by them.
It was.
And Trevor Lawrence, who finished the game with 4 touchdowns, but also 4 picks.
Wow.
Yeah. Jacksonville ended up winning, spoiler alert,
I'm sure everyone has
31-30. Well, you don't know people with T-Bone, or if T-Bone's still a thing.
Yeah, but it's also 4:53 the next day. I'm sure people know.
I didn't know. I didn't know till you guys told me earlier.
Ooh, suck it.
He's also
Yeah.
not like an
Good for them.
avid sports.
Way to go, T-Law.
I mean, yeah, but T-Law, he likes Jacksonville, oddly enough, which I will say, I don't mind Jacksonville. I followed them pretty hard when MJD was the running back. He was one of my favorites too. Yeah, good for them. I think if their defense can hold strong, their offense can continue to do stuff, they might be dangerous down the line. They could definitely fuck some team's up. I mean,
27-0. That's
Did you know that?
That's a pretty hard lead to come back from.
it's not 28-0 like the fucking Falcons blew. But yeah,
Oh, really?
that was in a Super Bowl though.
You know how Trevor Lawrence celebrated?
Getting drunk.
By going to Waffle House.
Did he really?
Oh,
Did you not see I
yes.
tagged you in it on Facebook?
No, I haven't been on Facebook.
Yeah.
I've been on. Oddly enough, TikTok sucks up a lot of my phone battery, and
Love
Facebook
me
doesn't
some Waffle
now.
House. I don't
Yeah.
think Waffle
That's
House.
awesome.
It popped up
Yes.
on my timeline, and I was like, "Oh,
I don't think Waffle House gets enough exposure.
Do you think he drove down? Is it 91 or 95?
95.
Do you think he drove down 95 and hit the one that we went to?
No, there's probably like 5 of them in Jacksonville.
I know.
Were they
which
playing
is
in
weird.
Jacksonville?
Yeah, they were, weren't they?
were they home?"
Yeah, they were home.
Well, then,
Well, I
yeah.
didn't get why because they had the worst record, but yeah, whatever.
You probably went
They
to one.
literally. Sorry, that was.
Holy shit, my hearing's starting to come back. That was like 10 times louder. Why?
They literally went from the worst team.
See that spike?
Yeah, I
That's
see
fucking
it.
you, bro.
No, it was before that. It's that big right there.
Okay, what?
I said they literally were the worst team in the NFL.
Oh, like in the beginning of the
Yeah.
season. Yeah. Yeah.
So literally coming back and winning
a playoff
a
game.
playoff game.
No, it's not. It's, it's not as impressive as starting 0-5, getting the last seed in the playoffs by points alone,
Okay, we get
and then
it.
beating out the
We
top
get
3
it.
teams for the championship.
We get it.
It could be.
You won.
It could be. They were the Super Bowl.
What are you supposed to call me? Your Excellency?
I'm not calling you that.
It's alright. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Oh my
Heavy
god.
is the Craig that wears the crown.
Yeah. No one's laughing but you.
Heavy is the Craig because of Waffle House.
Waffle House does not get enough credit.
Okay, let's touch on this because a lot of people have told me because it's one of my favorite breakfast places.
Well, it's like, remember how we
But
were
I would
talking
eat it
about,
anytime.
we were talking about trash can foods, like stuff you could scale up.
Yeah.
Triple order of hash browns, everything on it. And the thing is, every time I go there, and every time I ask for that, I say triple order of hash browns, everything on it. They always ask me like 50 questions after that. They always ask, you want the mushrooms? Yeah. You want the gravy too?
Scattered all the way, I know what I'm asking.
Yeah.
I
I
know what
ask
I'm
for
about.
everything on it.
You know what
And
that
it annoys
reminds
the shit out of me because I say everything on it, and they ask me a bunch of questions afterwards, and I'm like, what the fuck don't you get about everything on it? You know what that means. You know goddamn well what that means.
Yeah.
The chili, the gravy, fucking everything.
Bert's chili. You know what that reminds me of, Eric?
Huh.
Did you ever watch Parks and Rec?
Uh-uh.
Do you remember when this guy named Ron Swanson, who is, I forget the
I think
actor.
everybody knows who Ron Swanson
Yes,
is.
Nick Offerman.
Yeah.
So Ron Swanson goes into this diner, which is a lot like Waffle House.
This is a steak with a side of steak.
No, he says, there's breakfast. He goes, give me all the bacon you have. And he goes, okay. He goes, I'm going to need to explain this further because I have a feeling you didn't hear me correctly. He said, I want all of the bacon that you have in this establishment. Yeah, that's what that reminded me of.
Yeah. Steak
Waffle
with a
House,
side of steak.
I agree with you. And then he says, don't tell me what I'm about. That's what it reminded me of. Because I think that was the steak with a side of steak one. Excuse me. Because if you go in now, they took the triple order off of the menu. I think you could still get it. I get everything minus the jalapenos.
It's a lot more expensive than it was before.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That used to be like $5.
But did I tell you my new thing I do with
Like
it?
as soon as like when I was in
It
college,
was like $5.89, but yeah.
it was like $5-6 to get all that food.
But
And
do you,
now it's like $11-12.
do you know my
Still fucking worth it.
Inflation.
Do you know what I started doing, which probably is like super expensive now? I get them all the way minus the jalapenos, right? And then I have them crack an egg on it, an over easy egg
Ooh.
on it, and it is fucking phenomenal. So that
Yeah,
would
that's
bring it
the
up to
one-
about $27.
That's the
now.
one thing that doesn't have in it.
Is eggs, right?
Yeah.
And I did it, and then I think I did it when I was there with Mitch, and they brought it to me, and they had the egg underneath the chili and gravy too, so I cut it, and it was oozed out. Dude, I smacked it with a little bit of, what's their hot sauce they use there? Oh, Frank's. Tabasco. I smacked it with a little Tabasco.
Cholula.
Some salt and pepper. Dude, Cholula's good as fuck, though. And then I get that, and then I get one chocolate chip waffle, extra chocolate chips.
Get the chocolate chip
and they do always ask me, they're like,
well,
what's the
extra?
extra?
With the chocolate chips?
That's exactly what I say every time.
He says that everywhere we go. You got chocolate chips? Yeah.
And they
throw
bring
those on there, but fuck me up with those.
And they bring. I sound a little less douchey when I say it. It sounded weird, right? But they always set it down, and it's always a comical amount of chocolate chips, right? It's always like the chef's like, oh, he's not gonna eat that. That's way too much. And I fucking smack it, staring them down the whole time, because I sit at the thing where they're cooking along the line, and then like you have like the refrigerator stuff where they have the drinks. I usually sit there, and I'll fucking smack it. I won't break eye contact. They'll look at me all disgusted and shit. Like the top of the waffles just looks like this keyboard. It's all black, and I'm like, say it, and I eat it right in front of them.
Don't talk shit about Waffle House.
You're not gonna be able to do that anymore.
No, I'm not. That's why I'm trying to get those in now. But Eric's point, I will 100% agree with. I think Waffle House gets shit on, and I think it gets underutilized way too much.
I rolled up
a solid breakfast establishment.
There was one time when I was in school. I think this was last semester. I was there. You know, there was the Waffle House on ISB, and I rolled up there.
The cleanest one I've ever been to.
I rolled up there like 2, 3 in the morning, and all the cooks and everybody were sitting out on the curb smoking.
Oh yeah.
And I rolled up, and I didn't know about the Waffle House rule that they're always open.
Yeah.
Whether they're open or closed is a level of national security. So I rolled up, and they were all sitting on the sidewalk. I rolled down the window. I said, "You guys open?" Said, yeah, we're always open. They all just like filleted into the building
to serve one customer.
Fuck yeah, they're great. And
I know.
I walk in there and order the triple hash, triple everything, triple hash browns, everything on it. And this guy, it's already a mountain of food.
Dude.
He loaded you up, didn't he?
He loaded me up.
Fuck you up, man.
Usually I can power through and finish it all.
No.
Not
I need
close.
a box.
I got about 60% of the way through this. I was like, I need a box. And his response was, yeah, I hooked you up, didn't I? And I was like, yeah. And there was also the time I went in there in the middle of the night. It was the same Waffle House. I went in there, it was packed. And
it's tucked in there nice,
too. It was all pimps and hookers.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the people from Waffle House told me that. They were like, yeah, this is when they all come out. And I was like, oh. It's like,
come
okay.
out of the woodworks.
Like little
right.
cockroaches.
Here they come!
I was sitting at the bar.
Turn a light on, they scatter.
Get ready.
I asked for my check, and it was like a half hour later. And I was like, hey, can I get my check? She goes, oh, you've been waiting a while, haven't you? I was like, yeah. And she goes, it's on the house.
Damn!
All right, cool. I can get the fuck out of here now.
That's what they... So I get a... Dad and I, when we went down to pick you up one time.
Yeah.
I think you ate there with us one time, and then Dad and I had it for like 3 days. Like, we fucking loved it.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No, and we went into one time, and it was late as fuck. And I think it was the day before we picked you up to go home. And Dad's like, he's like, I need to eat. And I was like, Waffle House? And Dad goes, I like it, I'm in. So we go, and same deal. There was like nobody in there.
House.
There's maybe 2 other couples or something in there. And Dad and I walk in, and it's the cleanest Waffle House I've ever been to. It's tucked in there right before the highway. It's in a prime fucking spot. And they go, are you guys from around here? Dad goes, no, we're from Ohio. We're picking my son up. He goes to school down here. And they were like, all right. So Dad and I ordered like an ungodly amount of food, and they were like, hey. And every time when they, how they talk the order in, they said, it's for these Ohio people over here. Take care of them.
Oh, what's that mean? You're going to spit in it?
Bro, they dude, it was the best. So I've eaten at probably, I want to say like maybe 15 different Waffle Houses. This is by far the best Waffle House I've ever eaten at. And the people were so fucking nice, and they fucked up Dad's bill to where like they didn't put our drinks or like something else on it.
Are you sure they fucked it up?
I don't know.
They might have just did you a solid.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I think it was like they gave us like took like 10 or 15 bucks off because then I should not have. It should not have taken a $20 bill for us to both eat and drink that at that place. Dad ended up tipping pretty heavy too. They fucking loved us.
Me and him went to the one in Canton South one time.
Yeah.
And the lady set the bill on the table and I snatched it before Dad. Dad just had this look in his eye. He just wanted to kill. He was like,
bro,
it was like $20.
That's what Mitch.
It was like a $20 bill for 3 people.
So I took Mitch there that day we went hunting, and we called it quits early. And I said, let's just go smash some Waffle House, and he's like, you know what? Fuck it. He's like, I make fun of him, but I was like, well, yeah, let's go. He ended up liking it, most of his meat, and I got what I told you I got.
Sorry,
it's all right. Just computer.
Didn't expect that.
And she hands me the bill, and it's like $12 or $11 or something. What?
It's starting to get frozen.
Oh yeah, pull that shit out.
That's why.
She handed. Do you have one left?
Yeah. Shit.
She hands me the bill. It's all right. She hands me the bill, and mine's like $11 or $12 or something. His is like $8 or $9, and I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, that's not correct. So I don't know if they got like a new pricing system or not, but yes.
Your son likes Waffle House.
I know. I did that to him.
Daddy, can we go to Waffle House?
I'll fucking take him, and I'll sit in that. I'll put
Everybody
him
likes
against the
breakfast
wall.
food. Breakfast food is the simplest shit you can make.
I like their
It's
hash
potatoes, any kind of meat, potatoes, peppers, cheese,
Mix that shit
eggs,
together, and you crack an egg on it, and then you
People
cover
do
it in
not
gravy.
give enough respect to eggs.
Yeah, eggs are the truth. Anything eggs, actually. We're getting chickens. We gotta get chickens.
Yeah, because eggs are $5 a fucking carton.
5. Somebody just said they were 12.
They were at 5 the last time I went to Aldi.
A lot of people are doing this carnivore diet. You heard about it?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I naturally just did it one time. Didn't realize I was doing it, but yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that's pretty much what they told me I'm going to be doing after, or like post surgery anyway.
Eating nothing but meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'll be on a liquid diet for a long time.
Yeah, I know. For about 4 weeks, I'm on a liquid diet.
When you say liquid diet, what does that mean?
I don't know, Eric. I still have to talk.
You have to like blend up shit.
So a liquid diet pretty much is anything that's not. So like you can have applesauce.
It's not like blending up a steak or anything like that?
No.
Is that what you thought?
That's pure.
I thought
that's a puree.
I thought that's what
so
it was.
Like,
It's like liquid diet. It has to be in liquid form.
He'll have to be on clear liquids.
Eat a fucking steak.
First.
It wouldn't be a steak from
clear
Roadhouse, I can
liquids,
fucking promise you that.
Clear liquids first, and then he could transition to a full liquid diet, which is any kind of liquid. Clear liquid is like apple juice.
Damn, I'm glad
you can
I
have coffee, but you
How the
can't
fuck
have
would I-
sugar or anything in it.
No.
You're gonna die.
I'm not gonna die.
No.
You're gonna die.
I don't know. Why would I die?
A liquid diet. You're gonna survive on applesauce for what is it? 6 weeks?
4 weeks, yeah.
4 weeks
Jello,
on applesauce.
you can have
I fucking hate Jello.
Wait, start over. What do you?
Start over. Look, she's named
a
2
clear
things.
liquid diet because you don't want any dyes, especially after he has the surgery.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
clear liquids, so apple juice, coffee, decaffeinated tea, Jello.
That's where a lot of
broth. So chicken broth, beef broth.
That's where a lot of the weight falls off because
Yeah.
I'm used to eating now.
Yeah, there was a.
And then after so many weeks, he can transition to a full liquid diet where he can have,
protein shakes,
yeah.
blended stuff.
You know, there was a
little
guy. I saw a video a couple nights ago. There was a guy. It was back in the late '60s. He was like 300 and some pounds or whatever. So he decided to go on a fast. He fasted for like 368 days.
Didn't he eat?
He survived on tea. And I think that was it. He just survived on tea. And he lost. He got down to like 170 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, Christ.
Yeah. He was well into the 300s. And yeah, it was it was fucking crazy. He ended up in the Guinness World Records for longest fast. It was like 368 days.
Jesus.
Over a year.
Yeah, he went over a year without eating. And when he finally did eat, it was He had a boiled egg, a piece of bread, and like coffee or something like that. But yeah, he said he. They said he didn't.
Pork chop.
Steak.
He didn't shit for like 40 days.
That's
it was like
not
once every
healthy.
40 days was when he shit. And
He probably did more damage than he did.
Oh, for sure.
But no, he was healthy after that.
That's not healthy, Aaron.
Like
No.
he was fine.
No.
Like he didn't die the next day or anything.
You become anemic.
But
Yeah.
You can do so many different
Fucking-
things to yourself.
Yeah, he was shitting like once every 40 days or
That's
something, and they
not
were
good
like,
at all.
"What's coming out?"
Yeah, if
And
all
it
you're
really is-
drinking
it-
is tea.
Well, it must be like
He might have
whatever
given-
byproducts from the fat you're burning that are on you. That must be what's coming out.
I don't know, man. I feel like you're gonna
Drinking frozen beer is the worst thing ever.
your body's gonna absorb most of your muscle too,
Yeah.
and you're not gonna
That's
like
just not healthy
your
at all.
joints are gonna suffer because you're not bringing in
Not
the minerals.
necessarily. I mean, you're
Yeah, that's not the
your body consuming your muscles is not the first thing that happens.
kudos. No, it's not. But it's
the fat.
368 days is
Yeah.
You're going well past what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but
first.
he also had like fucking 200 and some pounds or whatever to lose.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but still.
He's probably weak though.
Fat
Like
motherfucker.
I don't like your muscle, your tendons, your ligaments, everything's you're fucking. You're not bringing in enough. Fuck the calories. You're not bringing in enough minerals. Calcium. His bones probably
Yeah.
suffered. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably not the healthiest way. He's probably you give yourself Crohn's after that stuff for that long. Like
Well, not just that. Like you just have an imbalance all over your body.
yeah, you're not bringing in enough. What vitamin E, vitamin D,
Okay, all of it.
K, potassium.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna run into liver failure when he's older. Kudos to him for lasting that long.
He's dead.
But
I mean, I don't think he's alive nowadays. This was like he was like in his 30s back in the 60s. Like
Oh, okay, yeah, he's definitely dead.
yeah, I don't think
He
he's
probably
alive
could have
anymore.
seen 100, but if he would have like taken 10 years to
I
lose
don't
the
know, I have to
weight,
look to see how long he lived, but
he probably died at like 45
Yeah.
or something.
He probably
man.
didn't last that
That's a
long.
very unhealthy way to
I
lose
don't-
weight.
I don't know.
Especially if he was exercising. Now, if he wasn't exercising or anything, I could see, but
Yeah, but you
200
still.
pounds in a year is not
If you're
healthy.
exercising and all you are literally consuming is tea, it's not going to do anything for you.
Yeah, no. I don't know. Confucius would probably disagree with you, but that's not. That doesn't. Yeah. That's cool. I mean,
No.
what? No.
It's
It's
not
cool.
cool.
That. Yeah, I mean that's cool. Somebody losing 200 pounds from not eating.
Yeah, that's cool, but you're also doing more damage to your body.
It's like the fucking the Buddhist guy that set himself on fire. Like it's horrible.
Oh,
But
have
you're
you
like,
seen
oh,
the?
that's cool.
Have you seen the thing where like they keep finding like the mummified Buddhists, but they're not like really mummified. They're just like shriveled and dead and whatnot.
No.
And they talk about like this trance they put themselves in. Yeah, these Buddhist monks, they go into like they'll start meditating and they go into like this trance or something, and they just kind of shrivel and I guess they die. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they die or not because they're like, oh yeah, this is part of becoming enlightened and all this shit, and they.
Fuck that.
It's really weird because they're like, yeah, they go into this trance and then they just. It's like they're asleep but deeper, and then they just like shrivel
What's
and they basically turn into mummies. And
What?
they just do this on their own. And there's some speculation that they're actually still alive. It's fucking weird.
what's deeper than sleep? Death.
Detroit.
Like
It's weird. I don't.
Is
I
it
don't-
like Underworld?
I
Like
don't
they drip
fully-
blood on them and their heart
Liter-
starts pumping again?
Literally, it was like an Underworld where they Victor or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, where he was all shriveled. Shit. It's literally like that.
fucking
And they
weird.
do it to themselves as like part of their enlightenment or some shit.
It's fucking
And
weird.
I haven't been able to find out like whether they are actually dead or not, but there's some that believe that no, they're actually still
I
alive.
mean, some people have some weird cultural beliefs.
They go into some like dormant state where they're
Yeah.
actually still alive, but they've been around for 200 fucking years, and it's like, what the fuck's going
So
on?
that's interesting because that proves a point that we had the other night on the show is how powerful religion is to make people do that stuff. And I'm not saying that religious enlightenment isn't the greatest thing or whatever.
Yeah,
like
you're
that.
talking about God.
But,
I don't think it's a religion. It's like some people are just so consumed in their culture that if they do something outside of it, it's.
I mean, if it's directly linked
right?
to
You're dealing with
Buddhism,
the concept of God.
Right.
It's a religion thing. I don't think it's a culture thing. I think it's a religious thing.
No, it's a culture thing.
I disagree because culturally, our neighbors could be fucking Buddhist. They're not living by the culture. They're living
that was Buddhist.
by the religion. What?
My landlord, when I worked for the airline, she was a Buddhist.
Really?
Yeah, I woke up one day.
See, she's not in the culture of what they.
Well, I came home from work one day, and I just kind of laid down and took a nap. I woke up to a bunch of people chanting in the other room. I'm not joking. I woke up
not either.
to a bunch of chanting going on in the other room, and I was like, "This is it. They're gonna sacrifice my ass."
This is how I go.
She's standing over you with a knife and a goat.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Eric.
She apologized later. She was like, "Oh, I hope that didn't like disturb you or anything." I was like,
Yeah.
No, I like orgies.
you know, it was.
It was a little weird.
I thought, thought I was gonna die, but yeah, they would do that. She would have Buddhists over at her house, and they would do like chants and bang on drums and shit like that. I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
This was in where?
What am I doing?
Atlanta?
Yeah, this is when I worked in Atlanta.
Oh, weird. I would think that's like a California thing to meet more Buddhists. I don't think I've ever met a Buddhist.
Yeah, she was.
I barely met a Jew, and I've met tons of Catholics.
Can you define barely met a Jew?
Like I met someone in college.
Like you're 33 and you just now met a Jew. Okay, I barely met a Jew.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're a Jew.
You either met one or you didn't.
They're like a Jew by proxy. Like their family's Jewish, but they don't practice Judaism.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
So you understand?
That makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how to explain that in 40 words or less, so that's why I said barely met a Jew. Okay. I should have said met barely a Jew. No, that would have got me in trouble. I can't say that.
Well, it depends on what they think.
All you really had to say was what you just said to explain.
They could straight up be like, "Oh yeah, I'm not a part of this shit."
Yeah. Okay. I've met a bunch of Catholics because they're like cockroaches. They're everywhere. Grandma's a different kind of Catholic.
Yeah, that whole thing.
And then Protestants, they're everywhere. Oh, excuse me. I have met quite a few practicing Muslims, which is cool. They're good people.
Hindus.
They are.
Hindus. I met one Hindu. What else is I'm blanking on religions, honestly. The spaghetti monster, I've never met one of those people.
I've met one of those people.
Have you? I've never met a Scientologist, which I find crazy because
Hope not.
like 10 years ago that was huge.
It was
They were
huge.
fucking huge.
Well,
not that, but they were everywhere.
now everybody hates them.
Yeah. For
There's been a few documentaries out.
What other religions are we missing?
Uh,
I think that's about it, right? No, what's
Do
the
the-
Asian one?
well, I was thinking that there's
Why
the
do you
Asian
keep doing
one.
this?
That's how I
He does-
think of things. No, that's when I'm really getting into it.
What's the one with the traditional Japanese religion?
Zion. No.
No, that's Jews.
Carpathism.
What?
Nope, I'm stuck on that with that. The X.
Well, it's like I think the Chinese have their own too.
It's like Buddha. Oh, Hindu. No, you already said Hindu, Buddhism. I know what you mean because I always lump those three together. Hindu.
Buddhism was like Tibetan. Or
Budapest.
something.
Yeah.
Budapest. That's Romania.
Oh, Nope, that's Romania too.
Wait, no.
Budapest is Hungary.
Yeah, I think you're right. Bucharest is
Romania.
Romania.
What did you say?
Huh.
Tibet. Yeah, Tibet.
I think Tibet was like Buddhist.
Because I had something I wanted to link.
China's something different.
I wanted to link into Tibet, but that's fine.
And then I think Japan's traditional religion was something even different.
I think so. Don't ask me what they are because I have no idea.
Then you have paganism.
Look, he's fact checking.
Are you fact checking?
I told you to do all the time, you dumb fuck.
All the time?
Yeah.
You've done it on one episode.
No, I have not.
There's been 7 episodes of me screaming at you.
No, I have not.
And then there was one episode where you actually looked shit up.
You made me spell religions as religinas.
What the hell are you looking up on your computer? We're known
Religions, duh. Oh, I still fucked it up. Major religions. I don't know if I want to click on this. What are the 7 world religions? Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, and Anism. I don't know about those last 2.
Sikhism is probably like some kind of Middle Eastern thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
The Sikhs. Right?
Oh, Sikhs. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Well, Sikhs are...
Sikh flip, bro.
Sikhs might not be Middle Eastern. That might be an Indian thing.
Click on. Where'd they go?
Sikhism?
Because they're
Go,
Sikhs.
what are the 5?
And then
Click
there's
back on that.
Sheiks.
What are the
It's
5?
7, woman. What are the 7?
There's Sikhs and then there's Sheiks, right?
I'm afraid of
The Sheiks were like the...
Oh, it's a PowerPoint. Why in the fuck would you
Yeah.
have me do this?
What? It's on there.
Oh my god, anybody could have made this. It literally breaks them down.
Yes, that's what we want to know.
Alright, Sikhism. Guru Nanak, 1580, India,
It's
Pakistan.
an India thing.
Well, Pakistan is Middle East.
Middle East.
Go to the other
It's
one,
not
the
really
A1.
Middle East.
Below that one. Right there.
Where?
Above that pie graph.
Oh, Anism. Tribal ethnic religion of people around the world.
Africa.
Yeah.
Mostly found in sub-Saharan
Yet the picture is
Africa.
a beautiful, big-breasted white woman.
Because their spirits live in rocks, rivers, mountains, peaks. She's in a river. Dummy.
I'm dumb?
Yes.
It says from Africa and it's a white chick
Okay,
with
but
large tracts of land.
because their spirits live in rocks, rivers, mountain peaks.
I'm getting out of that before we go to divorce court, but okay. My bad. Anyway, somebody needs to become a fucking Sikh. You're a Sikho. Anyway, okay, moving on from religion, because that is another show that, one, I feel like we should have 4 people on. 2, we could make an entire show out of religion.
Oh, it'd be perfect. We get a Muslim, a Jew, and then whatever the fuck we are.
I'm not trying to turn my basement into a melting pot, but yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Muslim, a Jew. These are all people that I knew 10 plus years ago. If I called them based on the fact that they were just a Jew, and I said, hey, do you want to come do a podcast show in my basement? They'd probably be like, no, Greg, not at all.
Why not?
I don't know. Moving on, the Buddhism thing.
You're freaking weird.
You brought up Tibet. I found this out a couple years ago, and I found it a little disturbing because I looked up pictures, and I've never personally wanted to climb Mount Everest, but I know a lot of people that's like on their bucket list or shit like that, and I didn't know how freely somebody, and I don't know what it would cost to climb Mount Everest, but I found this out that an alarming amount of people have died in the process of climbing Mount Everest, right?
Yes.
Do you know what happens to those people?
What?
They're still on the fucking mountain.
Yeah, they leave them
Yeah,
encased
where
in
else are
ice.
they gonna go?
I mean,
It's
if you died
see,
climbing a mountain, I would
that's
want
the
your
thing.
body.
Climbing Mount Everest
Ver-
is a ridiculously difficult
Yes.
task.
Feet. It's
But
huge.
because of the modern age, technology, social media, whatever, every rich asshole out there wants to fucking do it.
And a lot have died.
And they think it's fucking easy. They think they can just show up
Yeah.
and do it. Now, granted, a lot of it's a lot easier than it used to be because of the Sherpas and because of the people who live in that area that know the terrain and know the weather and know all that
How to
shit.
get up there and back
And actually
down.
have rigged together the ladder bridges and shit to get across these fucking chasms to do it. But yeah, it's not an easy thing.
No, I'm not by any
It
means
wasn't
saying.
easy at all. I
I'm
know.
saying it's crazy because
But
I
it's
looked it
funny
up
that a lot of
and they
people
have
are like, "Oh,
pictures.
to climb Everest." It's like you have no idea how
No,
fucking
you
hard
have no
that is.
fucking idea.
You have no idea.
But
You have no idea how the conditions have to be perfect for you to even fucking do that. Because there are people that get halfway up the fucking mountain and the weather changes and then they're like, oh, we're fucked, we gotta turn back. Like, it is not a fucking easy thing to do.
I know.
But a lot of
What
people
I'm-
think it is. A lot of people with a lot of money think it's an easy thing to do.
What I'm more blown apart. What I'm more blown away by is not the fact of actually doing it. I'm never going to do it, and I'm never going to say it's easy.
It's that people just leave their bodies there.
Is that a lot of the paths that you have to go to get there are literally past people that have died right there, and they don't,
Yeah.
get their bodies or
thing
bring them
is-
down or anything. They leave them there, and like a lot of people are taking pictures. And the one I just saw, the guy was like, "Oh, on my way climbing Mount Everest, here's a dead body of a guy from 1982 who passed away."
Well,
And they're still in their gear, and they're fucking froze up, and their face is covered, and you can't really see anything other than it looked like a sleeping person. And it was, to me, disturbing.
well,
Very disturbing.
you lose people, right? They get buried under ice and snow.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even, sometimes it's just like they're missing, right?
Well, yeah,
We're not 100% sure they died,
but they
but they're missing.
did not die either.
And they're
Didn't make it.
buried under snow and ice and shit, and you're not exactly, it's, where Mount Everest is a very remote place.
I know.
It is. You're not bringing a fucking caterpillar up there to fucking dig somebody out. You're not.
That's not what I'm, again.
No, I'm just trying to give some context to
Yeah,
what
no,
you're
that's
saying.
fine.
It's like,
But don't put words in my mouth. I'm not saying
I'm not
like
putting
we're going to
words in your
search
mouth.
for
I'm
people.
just saying
I'm saying the people that are laying dead next to the path.
there's
like,
probably a lot of people.
wouldn't their families want to bring them down? But it is kind of like you
Sometimes
said,
you
it's
don't
a
know where
respect.
they are.
Right.
There's an avalanche. It's like, we don't know where they are, but there's
A lot of them are just laying out.
7 square miles of snow and ice we would have to dig through to find them.
The ones
We
I'm
don't know
more
where
or
they are.
less talking about are the ones that are laid out in plain sight, which is a lot more than you think, because it was a lot more than I thought.
Well, the thing is, that guy that walked past that body, maybe they're going to make an effort to try to dig him out and bring him home.
They might, and I don't know this. I'm
And
more or
that-
less just bringing this up on the fact that I thought it was disturbing. That's
It
it.
is disturbing.
I'm not trying to dig into this fucking deeper. I'm just saying I thought it was kind of crazy, and most people are ignorant to this, like I was a couple years ago
That's the
before I
other
knew
thing is
this.
the mountain goes through the seasons and whatnot. The ice changes. They have melts and stuff like that. It might reveal bodies.
Oh, well.
And they might go, oh shit, okay, this is, and they might make arrangements to have the body dug out.
I don't know.
But
I
they're
feel
probably
like-
just so used to everybody.
Well, see, no, I did read before that it was like like a respect thing or like an honor thing. Like if again, weird to
Still
me.
disturbing.
Yes, very much
But-
so. But they don't bring the bodies down. And I do have to do some research because there might have been some, like you said, that have been brought down. But for the most part, another one I saw while looking this up was somebody that climbed it way back in the 60s. And their body was still perfectly preserved in the spot where they died.
I have a hard time believing they would just leave it. Like if it's along the path in the side of an ice wall there, they'd be like,
It's not. It wasn't in. I mean, this person could have probably easily been picked up. I mean, they would have been frozen, but they were. It was like they were literally just laying in a dry spot on some rocks. It was pretty fucked up.
But the thing is, when you have like an avalanche or a calamity or something, like a lot of times they're lost. We know they're lost. We don't know where they are.
I know. I'm not. Okay.
Why?
Because that's not what I'm talking about.
All right, I'm just trying to give some fucking context. I don't know why everything I say you gotta think I'm making you out to be the fucking bad guy.
That's not at all what I'm doing. I'm saying I'm bringing up what I'm talking about, and you're bringing up these elaborate things about people getting fucking.
I'm trying to give
frozen
some
in
fucking
ice.
context
Okay, that's
about
fine, but that's not what I'm talking about.
climbing Mount Everest and shit and the shit that fucking happens up there.
Cool. Waffle House. Cross out. Was I right? Is that in Tibet? Everest?
I think it is.
That was another thing I was going to ask you about because I know your geography is a little bit better than mine at this point. Nepal.
I
Just
think
kidding.
it's Nepal.
I knew it was somewhere out there, but
It's north of India.
oddly enough,
You look it up.
I will. I again, I don't care that much. But the context of me bringing this up was the article I was reading. I had a large gap in time at work, and they said read these free things that we have. You would know the name of the search engine that finds them, but one of the ones was sales training. So I was like, okay, I'm going to read it. And this guy had this world-renowned sales training, but the first 3 pages of it was him talking about climbing Everest. And I had never been more turned off by wanting to read somebody's sales training than him just starting the mad ramblings of, I was climbing Everest, and he, I don't know, like, if I'm gonna read something, you have maybe a page to get to what I'm trying, the topic that I'm trying to learn about, right? And this guy just went on and on about this, and he had said Tibet. That's why I didn't. I assumed it was Tibet.
It's in Nepal.
Okay.
Mount Everest is in Nepal.
Which is adjacent to Tibet.
I'm trying to think, where's Tibet?
Oh.
Because Tibet's a region.
Right next to Tusuk.
It's an independent state under illegal occupation.
Occupation.
Neither China's military nor the...
So Tibet is a THOT?
I guess it's a region under Chinese control.
Are they sheiks?
No.
Do you think they have dirty sheiks? Do you think they have sheiks with holes in them?
But Nepal's a country north of India.
I know
Between
Nepal's
India
at,
and China.
Yeah, I got you. I've just never... I think I've referred to Tibet as a country.
Well, it's a region.
I think a very famous...
Yeah, it's saying it's a region that's under Chinese control.
I think
Nepal's an actual country that contains Mount Everest. So.
Oh, okay. So Nepal. So yeah, 7 years in Tibet. Maybe that's why.
I was thinking about that a lot, and I'm like, where the fuck was he when that happened?
He was in Tibet.
He was imprisoned in
Don't
India.
they have Tibetan people? Never.
He was imprisoned in India because India was allied with the British, and he was German. So
India was enslaved by the British a long time.
It was part of the British Empire.
Oh my God, was it another penal colony?
That is what I should have said. I shouldn't have said it was allied with the British. I should have said it was part of the British Empire.
You said one extreme and I said the other. So,
but because he was mountain climbing in India, or he was hanging out in India, and he was German,
and it was a stone's throw to Tibet. It was a weird.
Took him prisoner.
Tibet should be
a
a
good
country.
Movie. That's a movie that a lot of people
slept on.
Well, no, it was a '90s movie. Kind of missed our generation a little bit, but it's a good movie.
I was forced to watch it because remember, Mom got the
trilogy
with Meet Joe Black, 7 years in Tibet,
and a river runs through
it. And Rachel knows. No, wait. What's the other one?
No, it was 3 of them.
That's trilogy.
Legends of the Fall.
Oh no, it wasn't Meet Joe Black.
It wasn't Meet Joe Black.
Yeah.
Meet Joe Black, we had to suffer. Meet Joe Black, I need to go back and watch that because I never...
Now see, like,
is he a fucking angel?
Well, you watch that movie when you're like 10.
You're like, what's going on?
This is fucking boring. I
You see
don't
a
know
titty,
what's going
and
on.
You're like,
here.
oh my God, I'm in.
Yeah. Because so you sit through the 3.5-hour movie. But then you watch it when you're in your later 20s.
Right. When you're
and you're just
an
like
adult.
I get it now. You're like, I really appreciate
He was an angel, right?
Yeah. What?
Okay.
Well, he was
the female lead in that.
When Brad Pitt died, when he when he got hit by that crazy car wreck.
It was a fucking opening
Which
scene,
I laughed
wasn't
my
it?
ass off the first time I saw it when I was 10 years old.
We didn't know he was dead. We just thought he got thumped.
We saw it. Oh, that's funny. Anyway.
The female lead in that movie was...
The angel takes control of his body and
Very
all
beautiful.
that shit, and then at the end of the movie, he gives the body back. And
but he was dead.
He's back. He's not dead. The angel saved him.
Maybe I never finished it.
The angel saved him. He's back.
Spoiler alert.
He's literally back to being Joe.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
But it's
Joe Black too.
The angel's character though.
Joe Mama.
The cool thing is like the angel was his own character, right? And him duping the one executive at the end was just it was a
well put together
movie. It was well done. And you watch it as an adult and you're like, I get what
for the idea and the plot, it was put together very well.
I do not remember Legends of the Fall. I do remember a river.
Rachel.
I do remember a river runs through it, and it's a nice movie. It's very sad. And then 7 Years in Tibet is just fucking awesome.
Okay, so of those three, if I had to rank them, I would rank, as far as like my love, I would rank number one being Legends of the Fall.
Yeah.
Rachel knows. Every time it was on TV when we had cable. I had to watch it. I fucking watched it on Netflix.
Okay, I'm going somewhere else.
Netflix probably 14 times.
So tell me, what's the premise of this movie?
Hold on, let me finish the
Let
list.
him finish ranking.
And then I was 7 years in Tibet, and then I would go A River Runs Through It. But I need to rewatch A River Runs Through It because
where's Meet Joe Black fit and all that?
we're ranking the trilogy.
Okay, all right.
Meet Joe Black was a good movie.
Legends of the Fall, 7 Years in Tibet, River Runs Through.
A River Run. I think the reason you say it's sad, I can't remember why it's sad. So that's why I need to rewatch.
Because it's about a family. It's about brothers.
Legends of the Fall is about
Okay.
Samuel, Tristan, and I don't know, fucking Kyle, the shitty brother nobody liked. It's about three brothers on a Montana ranch during the initial conflicts of World War I. And all three brothers go to cross the border to Canada to enlist and get involved because the United States, as you know, got in late.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I'm not going to give too much away.
Still like under British rule,
but it's basically about Anthony Hopkins is their fucking dad, and he was around for the Great Cleansing of the Native Americans and all of that stuff, and I think maybe the Civil War too, because you're talking 18, 19.
Yeah, because they're all grown. They're 20 years old at this point. 19,
18. Yeah, he would have been a Civil War.
He probably would have been a young boy during the Civil War, maybe.
Yeah, so he fought in a Civil War, and then he was around for the Great Cleansing, and then...
Man, what I'd give for a time machine. What I would give.
For what?
Just to fucking experience it all, you know?
I
just go back and be a spectator during the times of the Civil
War. It's enough
War.
Reading about it in a book for me.
Holy fuck, no, man.
I couldn't. No, I would.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Be traumatized. I get traumatized from the books. So, Anthony Hopkins is the dad, and he takes he was a part of the Trail of Tears, which for those of you that don't know what the Trail of Tears is, open a fucking book, and he's watching all this horrible stuff happen to the Native American people, and he just one day drops his rifle, and he was a lieutenant colonel or whatever. He was a high-ranking officer. Just dropped his fucking rifle, got on his fucking trusty steed with his Native American friend called One Stab, and they just fucked off to Montana. They they got a huge fucking ranch, built houses. He met some nice white girl who popped out 3 boys, and then it kind of starts like sporadically through that beginning. But it's worth a watch. Watch it. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but it's probably
okay.
It's great.
What you described about Legends of the Fall, I think I got it and A River Runs Through It mixed up.
You did, because I did the same. I did. I used to do the same thing.
I remember the part of River Runs Through It where he's hauling in that monster fish at the end, and it's literally dragging him down the river. You remember that scene?
Yes.
I remember that. Okay, so I think I got both movies mixed up. Probably gonna have to go find them. They might be on YouTube for free.
Or Mom and Dad's VHS. You know they still got
that rack right next to the door in the basement.
It's on there.
Yeah.
You know, goddamn
your
well,
mom still has a VCR somewhere.
Goddamn well, all 3 of those DVDs are still fucking sitting there.
They weren't DVDs. They were VHS.
No, they were DVDs. They were DVDs.
Eric,
there's a rack next to that door with like 200 DVDs
from the 90s, weren't they?
Yeah, but your mom probably got them when they came out on DVD.
Oh, that's
we
fair.
used to buy movies all the time. Every time we went to Target, man, it was
movies.
You know what was funny?
Eric and I's affiliation.
One of the greatest games. Switching to video games real quick, but one of the greatest video games I ever played, and one of the most universally beloved video game franchises of all time, is Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh my god!
And
nerd alert.
Do you know?
Mine was Battlefront, but yeah.
Of course it was.
I was at home. I could have been 10 or 11 or whatever. This was back when we had the OG Xbox.
Yeah.
So I couldn't have been more than 11 years old. Mom went to Target, saw Knights of the Old Republic sitting on the shelf, I thought, oh, this would be a cool game for Eric. Bought it. I was like, I don't even know how much it was or whatever. Yeah, she just came home one day with a video game for me. And I was like, cool. Started playing it. It's one of the greatest games of all time.
Enabler.
And then,
That was
eventually, I went and bought the second one. The second one. It's not very often you have in movies or games, you have a sequel that's better than the original, but the second one might have been better. It was darker, it's more visceral, it's crazy. Fucking crazy. Especially because at that time, like, they hadn't fleshed out the whole prequel trilogy yet. So all we had to go off of as far as Star Wars was the original trilogy. And then you have these games come out, it's like, this is fucking nuts, man.
Are you sure you're not talking about Battlefront 2?
Nope. Talking about Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay, that's fair. My favorite was Battlefront 2.
Battlefront was crazy because it had a great campaign.
Open world.
It had a great campaign. I don't know if it's open.
It was like a single-minded open world concept.
It was maps. They paired up a story with. You had a map, and you were literally
you could go anywhere.
You were fighting. Hard to describe, but I remember. They paired up a story. You had missions.
Yeah.
You had missions and a story, but you were on a map, and it's like, okay, we got to control this command post, this command post, this command post, and then we got to rout the enemy. That kind of shit.
It's a good game. Very good game. One of my favorite
Battlefront
games.
2 was great. They had a Battlefront 1 that was, I think, for PlayStation 2 or something like that. That was good. Battlefront 2 was even better. And then they they did another Battlefront, and Battlefront 2, EA Games did in like the 2010s. And it's kind of confusing when they start naming games the same thing and shit like that. But anyway, good games.
Sega was where it was at.
Sega?
Yeah.
Sega.
Yeah.
God bless.
We had a Sega. Sonic all day.
Yeah, Sonic was dope.
All day.
All day.
I just went and got
Spyro.
That was PlayStation. We did play Spyro.
Last night I went down to the
and
basement.
Crash Bandicoot.
I found our old Super Nintendo and all the games and shit with it. I still had the box.
Did you check how much money that's worth?
Yeah. I still had the box and had all the cables and connectors, 2 controllers, everything. I got it all back in the box and everything, and I'm gonna sell it.
How much is it worth?
You post that shit.
The one I have, probably no more than $150.
No.
If I
matching serial
I
numbers?
could, what the fuck are you talking about? Matching
The
serial.
barcode on the back didn't it have matching serial numbers to the console. I thought all that shit was if it was original.
You really just need it complete in box. The only thing is I don't have all the plastic bags on everything. The console itself, the plastic, is like a bronze color now.
Ooh.
Because it just does that.
Yeah, because
over time. So
that's fine.
There's that. I don't have the plastic, and then we had the set that came with Super Mario World.
Oh.
Mario.
I don't have the manual for Mario World, and I know we have it somewhere. I know I've seen it. There is a box somewhere in the basement that has all the boxes and all the manuals for all the games. I know it because I've seen that manual before. I've seen the artwork and shit inside it and whatnot. I've seen it before. I know we have it. If I can find that, then I might be able to get $150, maybe $200 for it. But no more than that.
Someone will buy it.
If I could clean the console up, if I had all the bags to put everything back in,
yeah, but who
and
keeps
it was
that?
complete, I could get about $300 for it.
Who would see? I thought they were worth more than that. But who would keep the fucking bags? That's weird.
You'd be surprised though.
Some
you
people
would.
do.
You could probably get close to $300 out of it.
I'm surprised.
You would be surprised.
All the manuals for the console and all the inserts and Nintendo ads and shit, we still have those.
That's kind of cool.
Those literally were still in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
That came with the console all those years
fire
ago.
it up and see if it
When
still
I was
works?
cleaning the basement out a few years ago, that was when I found that box, and I was like, at that time I knew if I have the box with everything, it's worth more. So I kept it. I put it in my fucking closet, and then last night I dug it out, went downstairs, and there was this. It was a lid of a cardboard box that the console and everything was sitting in. I grabbed that and I fucking piece, went through everything, made sure I had everything. And
did you plug it in?
Yeah, did you try to
no,
see if it worked?
well that's the other thing. I don't have a
should
TV. I don't have a TV to test it.
Oh yeah, because it takes the audio the AV jacks or whatever.
We don't have any TVs to test it.
Red, white, and...
Actually, I take that back. I might. The TV in my old room, if it's still in there...
Well, they still have Emersons all over the place, don't they? Or did you get rid of them?
If that TV in my old room is still there, I might be able to test it. But...
You got rid of all those
now
TVs,
I think about
didn't
it,
you?
I don't know why I haven't taken that TV out of my room and put it in my current room. Rigged it up to the fucking cable. I'm stupid. Anyway. I might be able to test it, but that's the thing, yeah.
I guarantee you.
Don't have the bags, missing the Mario manual, the console's bronzed, and I haven't tested it. So, I'm going to sling it out there on eBay.
I think it works.
I'm going to sling it out there. Bidding starts at $100, see where it goes. Because somebody will take it, know how to take it apart, make it look like new.
They still make boards for those?
I don't know. It's in good shape, though. But
what happened to your old Sega?
I think we might have sold it in a garage sale.
See, like...
What was the other one? Dreamcast?
Yeah.
Back...
That was still a Sega.
Back when I was selling, like when I sold my GameCube and I sold all my old games and everything, that was when I learned that, hey, if you have a game and you have all the like original inserts, like the manual and all that shit, it's worth more.
Yeah, you get more.
Yeah.
The Dreamcast was like...
I sold a lot
I
of
had a
shit
friend
on
that had
eBay.
one, and the controller was like this. Fucking massive. That's what
It's
I
been
remember.
like...
But we played like Final Fantasy and like a couple fighting games and shit on it. I never really got into Final Fantasy like a lot of people.
I sold a lot of shit on eBay.
Alright, well, we're at 101, Eric. This has been a really great show. Why don't you go ahead and tell the people where to find us?
You can find us on Amazon Music, Spotify, Deezer, Ghana. I'm going to still throw out the Deezer and Ghana.
Yeah, you said you weren't going to bring those up.
I felt bad that one night when I was like, yeah, I'm not going to mention them anymore. I was like, nah, fuck it. They've been here for us forever.
Because you never know. There might be that one person that has a Deezer subscription. They're like,
Deezer and Ghana have been with us since day one, so they're getting some respect from me from now on.
OG Deezer.
Yeah.
OGs.
Amazon Music, Spotify, Deezer, Ghana, Harm's Way Podcast. Videos will be uploaded to YouTube at Harm's Way Podcast. Also Rumble at Harm's Way Podcast. Recently, we switched over the name on TikTok, so now on TikTok, you can find us at Harm's Way Podcast, along with Instagram at Harm's Way Podcast. So we've got all our ducks in a row as far as the naming and shit goes. Craig's going to be uploading more and more clips as the days go on.
As I get them?
Well, I dumped I gave you 20 of them last time?
They're all done.
Cool.
Well, they're not man. They're not on Insta yet, but I'm only doing 5 at a time on Instagram.
Yeah.
For all 4 of you that follow us on there, you're welcome.
If you want to
TikTok, I'm gonna start when you get them to me. Give me a bunch, and I think I'm gonna start doing 2 a day or 3 a day.
Yeah, if you want to mindlessly scroll and come across us, TikTok's the way to go. Instagram, I don't know too much about it. I've never used it, but we'll have videos on there as well. But yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for watching.
Babe, thanks for being here. Do you got any closing arguments?
No, I want food.
She wants food.
It's lazy. Sunday, we did a bunch of burning earlier. It was good.
Burning, drinking. What? We're
Said
talking about what we did, and you're bringing up tacos. Yeah,
I'm starving. I didn't take a lunch today.
Okay.
That's
She's
rough.
hangry. I need to shower. Until next time, guys, you'll see us Tuesday. Hopefully, Justin Judd, the Milk Dud, is with us. Give us a like, comment. Y'all been commenting on TikTok. That's great. Just try us. Give us some love, because you know we love you. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.